What's going on, guys? Kaiger here. It's been about 9 months since my last Fate card guide, and there's been new players to the game, so I'm going to redo it, as well as there's been two major changes that wasn't in that original guide, so let's get into it. Alright guys, so starting out right here, make sure you can see that just fine, we have the Fate cards. You will see I have different colors here. Ideally, they should all be yellow, and if it's really good, a red. You'll see I have one purple and one blue, just things I have missed so far. This is only a, let's see, 2.5 month account, so 2.5, almost 3 months account. So things are missing, as well as you see, some slots I can't even use yet. But if you'll see in the top left hand corner, I'm getting 242,000 CP just from this, and I haven't even really gotten into the late game of Fate card stuff yet. You will see this is one of the big changes that was added. Was now we have kind of a color coordinating on the non-guaranteed stat for the card, and as you see, it's blue right here. Attack, HP, and defense aren't very. It'll give you the most CP, but it's not really the most wanted. Crit, tenacity, break, block are purple. And then you'll see any of the percentage stats are yellow. I kind of like the color system because it's really what I would suggest you focusing on. Obviously, I want you to have as many yellows as possible, but if you need to build some purples here and there, go ahead and go for it. As far as a couple things to keep in mind, 157 is where you unlock all the slots, and then you can fill everything in. One of the main places to get them is going to be Dragon, as well as either the timed sale shop, which as you see right here, we have red card selection and yellow card selection. Yellow is what I would suggest going for, but we will explain that as we go. You will get plenty of yellow ones over time just from Dragon, as well as when we have events come around. A recent one that we just had was the Miru board, where you get different rolls every day, and then you make it through. The second and third roll, you got some Fate cards. Another big thing is when we have like a weapon roulette, the exchange has yellow and red fragments in there, which are very good. Next, we get into the enhancement, and you really shouldn't be enhancing purple or blue, but the yellow goes up to plus 12, as you see here, all the way to plus 6, as you see here. May fail after plus 6. You have 100%, and it costs more gold and dust to go up over time. Once you get to 6, from 6 to 9, 9 to 12, or if it's a red card, 12 to 15, it has a fail chance. It can't go down past what you started as. For example, if you're at, let's say, 9, you can go 10, 11, and then maybe you fail. It goes back down to 9. It can't go under 9. But this bar will fill up as you fail, and then once it fills up, it's guaranteed to go to the next one. So the next floor, which would be in this case from 9 to 12. Ideally, you would get to it before you hit there, but once you hit there, you're guaranteed, okay, your 9 is now a 12, and now it can't ever go lower than 12. For yellow, that being the max. Red, you can then try going for 15. So as a baseline, I think you should get all your cards and your slots to plus 6, because they can't fail up to then, and then you should be going, because as you see, you get stats, crit, or for this particular card, crit and crit, At +3 you get some crit. At +6 you get crit. All these cards have the same sort of thing. If we go back and look at this, for example, as you see, it'll show us the attack at 3, break at 6, break at 9. But back to here, if we take a look, this is the newest thing, is Reconstruction, where you can use some Fate Star compasses, either the purple compasses for everything up to yellow, or red compasses for the red ones, as well as another card of the same tier and slot type, which we'll talk about in a minute. You'll see sword will require another sword, helmet will require another helmet, that kind of thing. And then these are the ones that you have a chance of getting. As you see right now, we have defense 12, which is right here. It can be anything here. It could be another defense, it could be any of the attacks, HP, it could be crit, tenacity, break, or block. Break or block, yeah. And dismantle is a big way of how you're going to get dust. Dismantle everything blue and purple, and once you have all your yellows where you like them, you can then dismantle extra yellows, which will also give you back some compasses, as well as if you do extra reds, it'll give you red compasses. In, let's say, the daily shop right here, the acorn shop, you can get Apocalypse compasses here for acorns, as well as in the timed sale you can get red compasses in there, but it costs Cabal of the real life money currency. Now let's talk about the different types. Each of the 4 types, sword, chest, inscription, and I forget what they call this one. Where you have the key and staff and stuff like that. I forget the name off the top of my head. Relics and inscriptions. There's generally 2 major ways to go here, as you'll see. This card is guaranteed to have attack and defense. It's guaranteed to have break and pierce and question mark. This question mark can be anything. And then when we look at this one, this is the other major one, which is going to be crit and damage increase. This is generally, if you want to go break, you do the break one. If you want to go crit, do the crit one. But the secondary one is one to keep in mind. You will see the reds are the same thing but bigger number. Break, pierce, crit, damage increase. Then you'll see the only one that's different is the chest section, because there's so many spots. This is the only one with more options, and it has the same things, but one has 2 options. For example, here, block protection rate, and tenacity damage reduction. Remember that protection rate and pierce rate are the opposites of each other, and damage increase and damage reduction are the opposites of each other. So build those as you see fit. And refreshing. The biggest one, I really say this is the last thing you should be doing, because it's going to be the biggest pit of your resources. You're going to need the most dust for this. And this is what's so great about these selection packs. Of course, it gives you everything you need for summons. It also gives you class advancements. It also can give you some dust, which you'll need a lot of dust. And if we go here, just as an example, you'll see break, attack, defense, break. Break, attack, defense, break, so the same, but also has a crit and a little bit better. So what I suggest doing is refresh it as much as you want. You can just go after the CP if you want. I don't suggest it, but some people just want a bigger number. I suggest going for better stats. As you refresh it, the minimums over here, the bar, will start to go up. Once you get to the yellow area, I think it's roughly 80-85% of max, then it'll go yellow, and then it'll go yellow with a star, letting you know you're pretty close to the max that you can have of that stat. But you can also just eyeball it just by looking at how close you are to the end of the bar. I suggest going for at least 5 stats right here. I've seen 7 at the most, but 5 is pretty common. 4 and 5 are pretty common. I suggest going for 5 stats and nothing with attack, defense, or HP. Only secondary stats, the crit, break, block, and tenacity, or if you're lucky, you can get some percentage stats as well. So that's what it's going to take. You want, in my opinion, 5 stats, no attack, defense, HP, as many percentage stats as you can, and as high as to the top as you can get. And that's the easiest way to talk about fate cards. Let me know what you guys think down below.